Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, and I'm your host for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show. Thanks for tuning in. We're on each and every week, and we try to bring to this show some information that you'll be able to use when you buy and sell real estate. A lot of people who are in the real estate market really enjoy it. It's a great profession, and I hope you do tune in and watch. We want to talk a little bit about ATM fees, the CFPB, and commissions. Now, why are they all mixed up? Well, real estate commissions, a lot of people don't like to sell their house because they got to pay 6% in real estate commission, or 5%, or 4.5%, or whatever it is. Yet these same people, when they're at a casino, have no problem giving 4% when they take ATM money out. Now, the difference between one and the other is, at one, you actually get something for your money. On the other, you get absolutely nothing for your money. Now, this is the subject of a lot of irritation with people when they talk about commissions. Like, I can do that job. Well, why do I gotta hire a person to do this? This is the easiest thing in the world. Anybody who has been in any kind of negotiation about money will tell you it's not easy. Why? Because it's emotional. Money is emotional, and emotions is personal. Now, there's that old adage, right? This is business, you know, from the famous scene from The Godfather, right? This is business, Michael. No, it's not business. It's my money, and I get angry and I get upset. I don't like to get upset when I negotiate. Why? Because I usually make rash, stupid decisions. That's why you pay a third party to come in. If you're negotiating a contract for yourself, let's say you're an executive and you've been recruited by a firm to go work for a different company. Normally, most people, they walk in, they hear, they think they can negotiate. Get somebody to help you. Get somebody, a third party. Get a lawyer, get a negotiator, hire an agent. Why? Because they look at it dispassionately, as does your real estate agent. And by the way, conversely, your loan officer only gets paid if the deal closes. Your real estate agent only gets paid if the deal closes. So what do they do for you? What do these professionals who are in this business each and every day do for you? For one, they make sure that you're not up and down like a roller coaster. Have you ever been involved in anything whereby at one moment you're really excited, and the next moment you're really angry, and the next moment you're exhausted and want to quit, and the next moment, and on and on and on? That's what a real estate deal is. That's what getting a loan is. Do you really want to follow the daily traverses of your real estate deal, i.e. the inspection came up? Oh my gosh, there's problems with termites. Or the loan has a problem. Oh my gosh, they want to see more tax returns. They want to see more income. You only want solutions from the professionals you deal with. Why? Because the emotional baggage and the emotional charge that each and every one of these deals has will make it so that you never want to do this again. Now, I'm not saying that professionals are going to prevent every deal from having any emotion when you're involved in it, but they are the ones that are going to hold your hand to make sure that you're being represented properly and that you are getting the best deal possible. Anyway, I'm Jeff Barton. I'm your host for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be right back.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with SuperGrow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your SuperGrow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
And with our real estate update, Jean-T Chun. Jean-T?
Thank you, Jeff. Hi there. So we're going to go into the resale market here in Las Vegas. And the trend is still not a lot of supply. We're only seeing about 12,000 listings currently available on the market. About 50 to 80 days on the market before it goes into contract. Home sales have decreased by 50% compared to last year, 2017. And I'm going to give you a list of the median sales price based on the areas in Las Vegas. The median sales price is about $270,000. North Las Vegas, $260,000. Henderson, $342,000, and Summerlin, $418,000. And every time there's an increase, Summerlin and Henderson are always the first to increase, basically. And as far as rent price, we're looking about $1450 per month. $1450 per month. So again, shortage of supply here in Las Vegas as far as rentals and resale. Thank you so much. Back to you, Jeff.
Thanks very much. And I'm Jeff Barton. I'm your host for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show. We'll be right back.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising. And according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification and an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your host for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show. Thanks for tuning in. We're on each and every week, and we do try to bring to you some information you might be able to use. Some of the stories, some of the examples that we give are real-world example from people in the business and also in the investment world. We brought to the show on many different occasions people who are into buying and holding, buying and flipping, people who want to be able to just buy and live in. Yes, those people do exist. And if you're out there right now thinking, how am I going to finance this property? Well, we've brought a great guest to the show once again. It's Charles Giscombe from Malibu Funding. Charles, how are you?
Great, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
And thank you very much. Let's talk a little bit about financing. Rates have been going up.
Sure.
What do you say to a first-time home buyer who comes to you who might not necessarily know whether they can afford the property they want to buy?
Well, you actually got to just jump in and let them know, like, at the end of the day, it's a major investment, one of the biggest ones that you'll get into. But actually, we have to educate them as we go along and just sit them down and walk them through the process, Jeff. It's simple. Documentation is key. So the reality of it is I always like to make sure I speak to them and let them know that there's no, don't feel dumb. There's no such thing as dumb questions.
Of course.
Ask every question. And basically, when you're doing a mortgage, you just have to let people know it's all about documentation, what you can and what you can't provide as far as documents concerned. At the end of the day, once you show the structure and you let them know, most people that are working file their taxes, do different things. If they have decent credit, and even if their credit is sort of challenged, Jeff, you have to let them know that there's options out there for them. And it seems like a very, very, very major situation, but it really isn't. If you sit down and you just walk them through the steps, at the end of it, usually they come out saying, hey, listen, this was a great learning experience, and the process wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be.
Okay, and in terms of the monthly payment versus the overall amount of the loan, where do most buyers or people who are borrowing money, what do they focus their attention on?
Well, it depends. Sometimes you get some people after they have spoken to other individuals that are quote unquote the professionals,
Right.
talk to them about very many different things. They talk to them about, hey, you got to get the best rate, you got to get the best term. At the end of the day, you're going to have to give up on one or the other, usually, rate or term. Sometimes people are very rate conscious. So you have to sit down and talk to them about, okay, you want a low interest rate, but this is what it's going to entail. And a lot of times when you want that lower interest rate, especially with the market as the way it is right now, interest rate is increasing because the economy's been doing better. That's what happens. So you have to explain to them, you may have to pay more money if you want a lower interest rate right now.
Right.
And if you're interest rate conscious, that's what you're going to have to be prepared for. So you have to explain that to them.
And that's called a discount point, right?
Absolutely. You play lender points, discount points, which means you have to buy the rate down from where it is right now if you want to get into that lower interest rate.
What is it, 1% per quarter point, something like that?
Yeah, it depends. 1% per quarter point, depending on what type of loan you're doing now. Now, we always talk about the non-QM loans. That's a half a point for 1 point.
I see.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Non-QM, you mentioned it. Let's
Yes.
bring it up. They're for type of loans that aren't necessarily within the box, i.e. you might have a borrower that isn't W-2'd, that doesn't have his tax returns quite done, that may need some help if they have a TIN number, an EIN number, or maybe they just have great assets but not a lot of income. What do you do with these type of borrowers?
Well, that's great. We've been focused on it a lot because a lot of people that come to the table, especially a lot of people in Las Vegas, have that. Some people will show less money on their tax returns. Obviously, they don't have that much money on their tax returns, but their business deposits and their bank deposits personally look really strong.
Mm-hmm.
That person shouldn't be penalized and should not be prohibited from purchasing a loan because they're obviously still making money. In that case, you focus on loans like non-qualified mortgages. That's what non-QM means. And it's loans that don't abide by TRID or RESPA. Some do if you go full doc, but most people that go to this route are looking for non-TRID RESPA loans, more commercial type loans, which are less red tape and are less strict in regards to the documentation we talked about earlier. If you got bank statements and you can show that you're making money, whether it be 24 months for your business bank statements or 12 months for your personal bank statements, and you got a FICO score that's 650 and above, that activates prime rates from a non-QM standpoint and would allow to get you into houses. Now, let me tell you, this is really good for individuals who may not qualify from a traditional standpoint because they have some great things about these non-QM loans. Like, for example, you can get a 10% down loan. And people are like, oh, I'm used to I want 3.5% for FHA. But
Right.
think about this. If you could get a 90% loan with no mortgage insurance, right?
Right.
You get into that loan, people say, yeah, the interest rate's higher, but with no mortgage insurance, your payment's gonna be same or possibly lower than what you would get if you were in a traditional loan or a Fannie loan.
Right, or an FHA loan.
Or an
Something
FHA
that you
loan.
have to pay, private mortgage
You have to pay
or
private and mortgage insurance
right.
on above 80%. So you have to take that into consideration. And that goes along with what you said before about rates and terms. Now I'm balancing or comparing and measuring traditional FHA, Govy loans, VA, and Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac loans, USDA loans. Now I'm having to compare those with clients to the non-QM loans because there's some things about the non-QM loans that are better for the borrower than the traditional loans. And I know
I
people
heard
like
that 40% of the loans next year are going to be non-QM. 40%.
It's a tremendous amount.
That's a big number. A trillion, 1.2, 1.6 trillion dollars. 40% of that is non-QM. That's a big number.
Well, think about this, especially in Las Vegas, on larger homes, more mansion type homes, semi-custom.
Right.
Think about those larger amounts. And you have to take that into consideration when people are buying those. A lot of people who spend money like that, they're not necessarily W-2'd or paycheck stub
No, that's
employees.
true, right.
Correct? They're usually entrepreneurs or individuals that are self-employed, might get 1099 or whatever it might be. That money doesn't translate to tax returns. Right? Sometimes that, once again, might translate to your bank statements. You might get an influx of money on a monthly basis into your business or your LLC, whatever you're doing, right? And then you have to spend it out. The beautiful things about non-QM loans is they're only concerned about the amount you deposit. If you deposit this amount a month, it means that you have the ability to repay. That's the ATR, your ability to repay.
Right.
If you have the ability to repay, then you can get a loan. There's a loan out there for everybody, and sometimes it requires more documentation, and these loans happen to provide less documentation. And they're not fly-by-night companies that are doing these loans. I like to tell people, because people are like, oh, who's doing this? Is this a private loan? Is someone doing it in the back
Right.
house in the shed? No, these are major banks. These are private companies. These are hedge funds. These are companies that
Right.
are comfortable with this type of loan. It's in their will well. They're very familiar with the characteristics of this loan. And it's a good product and program for them to be involved with, because they also make money as well.
You know, when the interest rates started to rise,
Right.
we all anticipated the private market coming back into the back end of the business, i.e. secondary, which is obviously why we're going to have 40% of loans in the non-QM sector, because they're not selling them to Fannie and Freddie.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So this pool of money, which is a huge amount of money,
Yes.
coming back into play, non-government money, is a good leveling of the playing field, and I think competition is good for Fannie and Freddie, because it's going to help keep the mortgage rates in check, in my opinion.
Absolutely correct. I think this influx of money provides an opportunity to level the playing field. It'll keep them honest, right? And then you have this segment of money that's they're loaning this money out, and they're ready to go, and they keep getting better programs and better programs from a non-QM standpoint, and lowering the interest rates. See, as our traditional interest rates increase and the non-QMs come down,
Right.
now the marketplace, it's
Well,
becoming a
you've
fair
got
play.
competition, and that's really
Absolutely.
what's needed with the private sector money coming back into play.
Absolutely, Jeff.
Chuck, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you having me always.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I'm Jeff Barton. I'm your host for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show. We'll be right back.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification and an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton. I'm your host for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging in there. Thanks for showing up every week. We do have the show on each and every week, and we bring some amazing guests to the show. And I say amazing because the information that you get is from the people doing it. If you're hearing real estate information, it's because the people on the front lines are giving you the information. Mortgage information, same thing. If you're talking about house flipping, these are the people that do it. I don't bring people on the show just to be able to, to sell me. I don't have to do that. I want to bring you information so that your excitement in what we do here in the show is brought to the real estate market. There's a lot of things you can do out there to make money. Real estate is one of the most fun, and I hope you enjoy it. With me on our panel today, once again, are a couple of great guests. Alexis Young, real estate agent. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Thanks for having me.
Nice. And Rebecca Fitzgerald, also real estate agent.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi. How are you guys doing?
Okay.
Okay, describe to me what's going on in the market right now in the fall of 2018.
Well, like we had discussed previously, the market seems like housing market still seems to be going up. However, the inventory is a little bit lower, and as well, the houses are taking a little bit longer to sell. Things are like flying off the shelves before, but that's kind of normal during the winter months. Things do tend to slow down because of the holidays, and people don't want to sell and move during all these types of things.
Alexa?
Sure, I agree. Right now we're at about 2.5 months of inventory. It takes 6 months to flip our market around, so we still have lots of time. Everybody doesn't need to freak out. We're about at $300,000 median home price right now.
Okay.
So we're not at our peak yet. So right now we're in the winter months, and I think everything is going to level off and be okay for a while. Interest rates are going up, so everybody is slowed down a little bit with buying in the holidays.
Okay.
Yeah, the affordability index, like at the beginning, before the interest rates went up, was going to be about 325 to 350. That's probably around 325 now, since the rates have gone up to 5%. So the affordability is basically what the average person can afford based on their income in Clark County. So
Well, let's talk
still
about
have
that
some
for a
room.
second. So the employment is obviously the number one thing that you have to be able to pay back the loan, right, if you want to buy the property. And this also affects real estate prices, because if you have fewer people that can afford the property, the prices have to go up more slowly. Do you see this as the trend, or is it just, as you said, more about the time of the year?
What do you mean by the trend?
Well, is this a trend, meaning that we're going to have prices continue to decline, not below where they are, but not rising as rapidly as they has been, because the affordability index is rising, not
Well, exactly. As once you hit affordability, then it becomes cheaper to rent. Like, because then there's more inventory, and there's more, like, people aren't going to just be content. They can't get the loan if they can't afford the house.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about that. We talked off air about regulation, what's happening in some other states in terms of rent control. Well, what about the rent here in Las Vegas? What does it cost to rent a 1 or a 2 bedroom?
Well, right now, with the Class A multifamily properties with commercial development, we're seeing around $1,200 for a 667 square foot property or studio for rent. And that is for brand new multifamily apartments with resort-like amenities. Everything that you need is going to be there. They even have like Uber and Lyft pickup. So that's kind of all rolled in for what you're paying.
I would say that $1,200 that's a bit of a nicer
Right.
And I would say like a 1 to 2 bedroom, like on a decent one, would be like $700 or $800.
600, 700, 800?
Yeah, just to get something like decent in a decent area without like all these amenities with like that are everything's brand new, and like some of these new places have like yoga studios, karaoke bars, like
Right.
ridiculous stuff. Like
No, I've
you'll
heard,
never even go to.
there's a few of them now popped up, real luxury rental units.
There's one called Lotus. That's
Yes.
and then there's another
Right.
one called South Beach. And I think they're building another one over by the Flamingo.
Right, yeah, I did say that it was Class A because that's where everyone is going to development, because that's what Las Vegas needs. We need development. We're underserved right now, so the
Would you
developers.
say high-end development, or?
Right, Class
I
A is
see.
high end.
I see.
That's kind of where everyone is going. We do need affordable housing to be built, so if anybody is listening and they're looking to develop and invest, I would suggest doing properties that are affordable to the average homeowner or renter. So $700-800 is still really affordable for most.
Right, and it's also more affordable than the mortgage, is what you're saying.
Well, people are moving to Vegas and these high-end nice places. They're willing to pay the prices because they're so used to paying so much in rent. It seems like they're getting a discount and they're getting a better property. But it's because it doesn't faze them to pay this much in rent.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about deregulation. I know that we've read a little bit about Ben Carson's plan to try to deregulate what's going on over at HUD to make housing more affordable. What is it that we could do locally or nationally, either in the mortgage rates or in the real estate world, to try to help in the deregulation area?
I mean, basically the problem is the money is like in California, how the rent controls and the things like this work. It decentivizes them to. For instance, in West Hollywood, you can pay a fine. They're supposed to pay do 20% of affordable housing, but you can actually pay a fine get to the city of West Hollywood to not have to pay to do the affordable housing,
Right.
which basically should go away, which is one of the things I think he's trying to get rid of. It's like, okay, I don't want to do the affordable housing. I'm going to make more money to pay the fine. The fine and how much money that they should make should be at least equal. So it actually does give them some sort of incentive to do affordable housing. And basically what needs to happen is there either needs to be some sort of incentive for them like to do affordable housing, or them to be fined to not do affordable housing, because otherwise the investors overinflate the market. They keep poor people poor, and like they're never able to buy houses. They have to just keep paying all their money into rent. Rent is like usually like 40 to 50% of people's income, and
And it
especially
should be 30.
and especially in lower income areas.
Right, no, I agree with that. And I think that when you're talking about building, the incentive to build, every city has a master plan that dictates that you have to have a certain percentage of the housing that's built be affordable housing.
Like in Austin, Texas, they did a really good job with that whole entire expanse, and it didn't like kick out the poor people. It did kick out a lot of the poor people in the immediate downtown area, but they still did a really good job of building affordable housing and not making the whole entire city like half like 90% poor, and then only the rich people can hang out in the cool places.
Yeah, go on.
So I think someone's got to eat the cost, right?
Right,
Because
that's right.
the land acquisition costs are really high right now, and so BLM needs to adjust and release more land so the developers don't feel the pinch, which travels down to the rental cost.
How much land does BLM own here in the Las Vegas area?
How much land do they own?
Yeah.
Pretty much everything in the surrounding outskirts of
Right.
Las Vegas, and they're
Right.
talking about releasing 45 or 46,000 acres, so that would obviously help a lot, and it would relieve a lot of costs. But as of right now, they need to either build in the opportunity zones for the rent to be lower,
That's
because
right.
the cost will be lower, or HUD and the state needs to step in, give some kind of grant for affordable housing so they can make standard basic housing in all parts of the valley for people that
But another thing
can
the other
afford.
thing that like investors, like they see the numbers in their head and they think, okay, that it should continue to be this. They're going to build a property based on the current numbers, and they think, okay, it should go up at X%, and that's going to be their profitability. But there is a company down in Orange County that does only affordable housing, and investors don't actually realize that doing affordable housing and cheaper houses actually is kind of like a safety valve, because if the market was to go down, the people that are paying the $1,200 a month rent, they're going to have to go down in their pricing as well. So that there is like a pocket there that's more of affordable housing that can kind of be a safeguard as an investor as well, because the government has programs that doesn't allow people to like just live in the streets.
Right.
So they'll end up paying like Section 8 and different things. They'll end up paying for it.
Thank you very much, both of you, for coming on the show and educating the audience as to what we're doing with affordable housing and then the deregulation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I'm Jeff Barton. I'm your host for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show. We'll see you next time.